Hello, hello, hello. Oh, let me make this a little bit smaller. That's huge. Yeah, that's better. I like the record player look better. So how are we feeling today? I think we might have lost Tonyman. Well, while he's getting his computer together, let me welcome who's in the chat. We got the early bird special with Doc Kaiju, who says, I haven't seen the new Black Mirror season yet, but here to give a like. I appreciate that.
Check. I'm back. Sorry.
Okay. So what I'm going to just get into right away so that we can expedite the show. If you want to say how you're feeling today.
I'm feeling all right. I'm taking one for the team today.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you asked how I was doing. I'm doing fine.
That's good. We'll have a couple announcements. Let me start with the first one. We're going to hop on TikTok because I'm going to play a little piece of something from there.
I was actually looking for breaking news. Because you know.
Oh yeah, I didn't.
I couldn't find one.
Oh, okay. No problem. I could sworn I just put it up there. Well, we'll do it again.
So, how's the chat doing right about now? Everybody doing fine? If anybody's here?
Waiting on me to get my esh together. There we go.
There we go. All right.
I had to pull up the TikTok. By the way, follow me. Let me play you a little snippet from our first announcement. Oh, audio. My middle sister said to me, "Oh, you like French Extreme? You should watch this movie. It's called Martyrs." And that's all she told me about it. And she set me up because when I watched that movie, that's how I felt. What did I just watch? And that's when I was like, I need to talk to somebody about it. And it wasn't a very well-known movie in the States because I don't even think it was at the video stores. I think we just found it online and watched it. And so that was the very first video I made on my channel, was reacting to Martyrs. And it was just, I remember saying in the video that you don't watch Martyrs, you experience Martyrs, because it stuck with me for a week.
Dude, Martyrs is such a messed up movie. Honestly, what I love about French horror is that they have no shame or boundaries when
Mm-hmm.
they want to send you a message. They will tell you the message is the most gruesome way. And Martyrs is one of those movies that really scars you.
Yes, our interview, well, our second interview is my middle
Uh,
up sister said to me on Spotify. Let me bring that to the end again so you guys can see that. No, it's not.
It's you.
There it is. It's Horror in Seconds on Spotify My and
younger
also
sister, my
Apple
middle sister.
podcasts. So that is up today. And let me give you a second little announcement before we get into what we're getting into with the Black Mirrors of it all. On Monday, I will be interviewing director Ryan Ebert, who just released The Jolly Monkey not too long ago. It'd be really, really cool speaking to him about his experience as a director and also this new era of slasher movies that we have going. I really, really enjoyed that. So I'm looking forward to speaking to him on Monday. It'll be at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right.
Now, with your Martyrs review there, with
It's not a Martyrs review. It's an interview. That's just I just played a snippet of the interview where we happen to be talking about Martyrs. But yeah.
Well, I know, but all I remember from Martyrs was we watched it and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Because I just was there just along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember.
Oh, you've got to rewatch it then.
Oh no, I really don't.
It's an amazing movie. But let's get into wait, let me put this up first because in case anyone stumbles in later. Actually, can I change this to a scroll? Let me change that to a scroll. Yeah, that's better. It won't take up so much space. So we will be talking spoilers about the first 3 episodes of Black Mirror. So I wanted to make sure I put that up there so anyone coming into this video late. Let's start with the trailer that they released for Black Mirror.
We'd like to welcome you back.
Ready?
Yeah. 3, 2.
And action.
And it's actually not this dark or color graded quite this way. I have to alter the video in order to show it because copyright. They don't care about fair use at all.
Suddenly,
we're not violating
you're not just
fair
more
use.
receptive. You become a receiver.
Sometimes we have to do things that we don't want to do.
I just want something magical, timeless.
Come with me.
She really looked like she was standing in a sunken place in that scene.
Just remember that they're AIs.
To them, this is real.
This is just crazy.
I'm ready.
Kids love honey. That's why parents love Honey Nugs. The sweetest way to start your day.
We're getting quite a following.
Yes.
We have to create software that elevates us. Or else, what is the fucking point of the tools at our disposal?
I had never seen anything like it. Humans consider artificial life to be somehow less than them.
Do you have a problem with me?
What?
She was just a bit odd.
Odd?
We're all a bit odd.
My heart is pounding like a drum.
I'd have listened.
You'd have heard her?
Yes, I would!
You are a fucking miracle.
It's a game.
What are most games about?
Escapism?
I remember. I still had that same reaction when I saw that in the show.
I'm losing my mind.
Yes. Great trailer.
So let's start with the first episode, which was called Common People. This is season 7, episode 1. What I'll do is I think we should probably do a little bit of a recap and review. Okay, so with Common People, it's mostly about a wife who has a brain injury and she receives an implant by Rivermind Company for $300 a month. However, they find that when she goes out of range, she shuts down, and then later she starts playing ads. Kind of sounds familiar. It's funny when Black Mirror actually criticizes Netflix, because that's literally my sister's still trying to figure out why she's getting ads on her HBO account, her HBO Max account. But I wrote in my notes, it's kind of similar to those live streams where people don't sleep for days. Oh, I'm sorry, skipped over a part. Meanwhile, there's a live stream app where people pay to see people doing humiliating things, which you can see in the bottom center picture. This gentleman is drinking his own urine, and it's because people have paid him to do so. And I said it reminded me of the live streams where people don't sleep for days, and they charge a fee. They usually get like they used to be. I haven't seen them in a long time, but that's probably because I have tailored my TikTok algorithm to show me what I want to see. But when I first got on TikTok, I did stumble upon one of those videos where the person was getting whatever the TikTok equivalent to super chats are to do humiliating things.
Like mukbanging or that other blankety blank fans. I'm not going to promote them, but
you can say OnlyFans.
Oh well,
like
I'm not.
We're not gonna get. But
dinged.
I think, because I think OnlyFans is not quite as grotesque as what these streamers do. Like, these streamers are well. When I think of it, I only think of it in terms of adult, like sexual content.
Yeah.
Whereas these streams, like the sleep deprivation, the physical harming yourself, like I guess you could do that because that would get into like that what do they call it? The sadomasochism type stuff. I could see the parallel now that you mention it. Now what happens is, because when she starts having these commercial glitches, it happens while she's at work, and she works at a elementary school, so this becomes a problem when she is teaching and then suddenly starts playing commercials, because that's what's in her software that's keeping her brain active. So they're told that if they upgrade to Rivermind Plus for $800 a month, she can have a commercial-free existence with a broader range, which means she can leave the county, because with just the Common People version that she has, she can only stay within the county. Otherwise, she shuts down. It's kind of like when your phone is out. Well, back in the day when you had phones that would go
out of range.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's still areas in the U.S. that are like that, but I think it's as time goes on, they become less and less as they add more satellites and such. So then they are told that there's an ultra premium Riverlux for $1,000 a month. And that allows her to feel things more deeply or strongly.
Experience.
And you can use skills from other ultra premium Riverlux users. Like, for example, if someone is also on that same network and say they know archery, you can borrow their skill and now you know archery. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. At the same time, this is a couple who are trying to conceive, and they are told, oh wait, if you get pregnant, that's an extra $90 a month fee. Because pregnancy alters the brain. So it's all these fees, and you can see the parallels in everything from, do you remember buying physical media? You bought a CD, you own a CD, that's it, it's yours. Whereas with Spotify, you pay a monthly fee, but if you don't pay that monthly fee, then you don't have access to your music or your playlists anymore, without commercials, that is. Because Pandora still does have a free service where you can create playlists, but it has commercials in it. What else? Remember when I spoke earlier about the website where people do weird shit for money? The husband ends up using that website to try to make extra money to pay for his wife's upgrades. And he's only able to buy... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he did it because he really loved her.
Mm-hmm.
So he felt that, to make her feel better, or to make, because he loved her. That's what I was just gonna say that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. He does end up buying upgrades, but he could only afford 12 hours for her to experience the upgraded version. Then he gets exposed at work for being on that other website, and he eventually can only afford a last 30-minute upgrade, and that's when the wife says it's
You
time.
forgot because when he got exposed,
Mm-hmm.
they offered him I think like what, $500 for him to take his mask off, because he was doing it with a mask on.
Yes.
But he had a rubber dildo, like a dildo glove, and he had it on his finger.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did it, and then he went to work the next day, and this picture was up on the wall, and it was by that young dude in the bottom right corner with the black jacket. He was the one that was watching these websites at work.
Wait, that's not the same guy. That's a different guy. He looks similar to the guy that worked with him. That's the couple that bought the crib from him.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, so one of his co-workers was young, didn't really do a lot of shit. He was lazy, but he was on the website laughing, and that's how the guy got the idea of going on the website
to get
for
money.
His wife. Yeah.
So she eventually says it's time to let her go, and eventually he can't afford it. He can't afford to pay the subscription for the service that's keeping her brain active, which is heartbreaking when you think about it. And I think it's implied that he also ended himself after she left.
That they did that. It was just the director said it was done that way just for you to up to interpretation. But if you noticed, when he did put the pillow over her face, she was still doing commercials.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and the reason why I put the picture of the young couple there is because I think they represent something in this. They show up to buy the crib, and he says, "Oh, congratulations on the baby." And they say, "Oh, there is no baby. We're just going to burn the crib in a music video." And I think what they represent is the next generation kind of feeling I don't want to say apathetic. Yeah, kind of apathetic, and kind of like they represent how in this world that we're presented with on this episode of Black Mirror, they don't want to bring children into this world. And I could see why, because like it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it is messed up.
Yeah, I'm trying to phrase it in a way that doesn't make it seem like people who have had children are wrong, but I'm just saying that I think that young couple represents a certain mindset or certain pessimism. That's the word I'm looking for. They represent a pessimism about the future.
You forgot a couple things.
Well, I didn't forget. I just didn't get to him yet, but go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say the husband, lost his job because when he went and saw the picture on the wall, he knew who did it, and he went up to him and started fighting him.
Yeah.
And when the dude tried to run away, he got hit by a truck, which was crazy. He got injured. It ran over his ankle. And she lost her job as a teacher because she was doing the commercials during the class. And then when she spoke to the principal, she started doing a commercial to the principal too. And she lost her job. So then that's why he started like really getting into the website. And you could tell by how he was looking in the beginning, common blue collar dude. Like towards the end, he's that unshaven. He was like real, like he looked destitute. Like he looked bad.
Also, he kept on losing sleep because he was doing more and more overtime. And getting up, because remember when it starts, his alarm goes off at I think 8 a.m. and then it goes to 7 a.m., then 6 a.m., then 5 a.m. So he's getting up earlier and earlier to get more and more hours at work, and then staying up late to try to make extra money on the website. So it was pretty accurate to make him look, disheveled and not having enough sleep deprived. That's the word I'm looking for. Sleep deprived and disheveled. That's what he looked like. Oh, let's talk about some of the actors in this, because it's something that I noticed. That's Rashida Jones that is playing the wife. And when they go for their honeymoon, he gifts her the 12 hours of the extra feeling and emotion. And there's a woman singing, and she was singing Loving You by Minnie Riperton. And at first I actually confused the actresses because I was like, oh, isn't that her mother? And no, that's Maya Rudolph's mother sings Loving You. I don't know if you knew that. The actress comedian Maya Rudolph.
Yeah.
I don't know why I confused her with Rashida Jones. They look nothing alike. I think the only thing they have in common is that they both are multiracial people. So I think that's why I confuse them for each other. But it's also funny to me that Tracy Ellis Ross is also in this.
Yeah.
so I'm like, they definitely got to travel in the same circles. But another thing I noticed was the honeymoon spot that they went to was called the Juniper. And I wondered if that was a callback to there's an earlier season of Black Mirror where there's an episode called San Junipero. And I wondered if the juniper was just like an Easter egg to San Junipero, because San Junipero was also about uploading your consciousness into a device.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to check out that episode. Actually, the episode that San Junipero kind of reminded me of is the episode 3 that we'll get into about Hotel Reverie, but I'll come back to that. But what did you think of this episode as a whole for a start to season 7?
I absolutely loved it. Like I'm the one that gave you the suggestion, because I was like, I've seen like on Facebook and stuff, and people are like, oh, this season is really good. And when you watch episode 1, you're going to be hooked. Some people were saying go episode 2 to episode 1, and I was like, nah, I'm just gonna watch episode 1. So, and I've always liked Black Mirror because I like those kind of shows like the Twilight Zone, and what's the other one?
The Outer Limits.
Outer Limits. Anything that's like twisty, that there's always a consequence. I love that stuff, and yeah, it was. I really enjoyed it, and I felt bad for the dude because he was trying. I mean, he wanted her to have the best life.
Yeah,
and I did realize that once these pay services get you, they don't let you go. They will keep tacking on until you just can't really you can't. Me, I'm with Netflix with the commercials because I'm not paying extra just for no commercials or Ultra K, 4B, HD. I don't care. It's a movie. I'm
on Tubi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not spending money. Like that doesn't make sense. But there are some people that will do it, and it's almost like the new iPhones. Like whenever there's a new iPhone that comes out, there's always a line of people. Trying to get the new, because it's FOMO, fear of missing out.
And they want the bragging rights of having the newest iPhone with the oldest. it's the new iPhone with the old Samsung technology on it. Like every time I'm sorry, iPhone users. I love you. My baby sister has an iPhone. You are very sweet people. But how do you not notice that whenever they advertise a new iPhone feature, it's a feature that Samsung rolled out 4 or 5 years ago? How do you guys not know that? Like y'all just.
Like the USB-C plug.
Yeah, I'm like, every time they introduce a new iPhone feature, it's an old Samsung feature, and I'm just like, I don't understand how y'all are not. Maybe it's because Apple is tries to be such a closed system. Because I mean, you use a MacBook Pro, I use a MacBook Pro. We've both worked on iMacs. We both had iPads, but like, I think the majority of people that use iPhone, they only use Mac products, so I guess that's the blind spot where they don't see. Whereas I use both Mac products. I have like I said, MacBook Pro. I also use my my Chromebook, and I use my Android phone. So I'm like working on 3 different systems. I guess I'm
up until maybe 3 years ago, I still had an iPhone 6. I wasn't trying and I bought it off someone. I bought it off used. So I was like, I'm not. They're like, you don't want the new? I know. I'm like, does it makes phone calls, or I get on internet? I'm fine. I don't need anything else.
The only thing that I can say as a Android user that I would be jealous of the iPhone are their cases. They do have some very pretty cases that are not available for Samsung and for what do I have now? I have a Motorola. I like my Motorola. It's fine. But I wish that we had prettier phone cases, like some of the iPhone phone cases are really, really cute. They don't have a lot of super cute. Well, maybe it's just here because as we're finding out that in other countries they have access to things we don't. I bet you if I was in South Korea or China, you could probably find amazing Samsung cases. But because it's the US, you can't find amazing Samsung cases. So, anyways, back to Black Mirror. Let's go on to episode 2. Bete Noire. You know what I forgot to look up?
What?
What that term means. I'm going to Google it right now.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, Google says that Bete Noire means a person or thing that one particularly dislikes, such as some. The example they give is great uncle Edward was my father's Bete Noire. What is the literal meaning of Bete Noire? Black beast in French, meaning something that is an object of aversion or bane to one's existence.
That has a double meaning then.
Yeah. So let's get into Bete Noire. One thing about these Black Mirror episodes, I barely caught anyone's names. So I'm just going to refer to like the main character and this character. I don't remember anyone's names. But a woman is working at a chocolate dessert company. And one day, a woman who she went to high school with attends a focus group about the desserts. Then she applies for the job at the company to the dismay of the first woman. At first, when you watch the episode, you're like, what is her problem? Why does she have so much against this girl? Like, you don't get why she doesn't like her. But now that I understand the term Bete Noire just means someone that you just don't like. I guess that's her whole thing. She just didn't like her for whatever reason. Things start to change in life that mirrors the Mandela effect. When we watched it first on you watched it first on your account.
Yeah.
Your Netflix account, and it said
Barney's.
Bernie. No, it said Barney.
No, it said Bernie's. I'm sorry, it said Bernie's.
Yeah, the hat said Bernie's, but when I watched it on my account, the hat said Barney's because there's 2 different, or maybe more than 2 different versions of this episode, depending upon which account you're using.
By the way, the girl in the pink is Verity, and the other girl with the striped sweater is Maria. I just looked them up.
Oh, Maria, and what's the first
Verity,
name?
Verity, which
Verity, that's right. Because
something.
Verity, doesn't it mean truth? Let me see. I'm gonna Google it right quick. Because it sounds like the Greek root word would be truth. Verity, a genre of film or television and radio programs emphasizing realism and naturalism. What is the meaning of the French word vérité?
Actually, no, I just looked it up.
It says trueness, the state of being true.
Yes, or real.
Yeah.
Something such as a statement that is true, especially a fundamental and inevitably true value, is verity.
So Maria does not like Verity. She just does not like her. She doesn't tell us off the rip why she doesn't like her. Later, when her partner asks her, why don't you like this person? And she was like, well, in high school, she was weird. She was always in a computer lab and she just was off. But that's all she would really say about Verity. And that's not really something to dislike someone over. So they like computers. That's not something worth disliking someone over.
Yeah, she said she had wild hair.
Yeah, and that she had wild hair. And I mean, still not something worth disliking someone over.
But are you going to get to why or
yes
what was said? Because
yes, I'm going to summarize, but I want to say a few things first. As Verity works with Maria, things start to change. And the first inkling is the Bernie's versus Barney's. A couple co-workers are speaking and they're talking about Bernie's chicken. And Maria's like, no, it's Barney's chicken. I should know because my partner has a Barney's chicken hat. And they're like, no, it's Bernie's chicken. And so she Googles it and on Google it comes up as Bernie's, but she specifically remembers it being Barney's. And as the audience, we're shown his hat did say Barney's at the beginning of the episode, but then at this point, when she goes back to look at the hat, it now miraculously says Bernie's. Other things start to happen where she's questioning. She doesn't ever question her reality. She just doesn't understand why things are changing around her. Like one of her coworkers has almond milk, and someone in the office keeps drinking their almond milk. One day she misses that she's supposed to have a meeting because she didn't get the email, and she gets there early, and Verity is also there, and Verity takes out the almond milk and drinks it. When the coworker finds her almond milk is empty again, Maria says Verity drank it, but Verity's like, no, I didn't drink it. Maria drank it. Check the cameras. And when they check the cameras do show Maria drinking the almond milk, even though it was actually Verity that drank the almond milk. So how is she able to do this? Turns out that she stayed so long in that computer lab that she has been able to manipulate everything from Google to video cameras to even people's subconscious reactions to things she's been able to do. And why? Why is Verity trying to ruin Maria's life? And why is she trying to change her perception of what is real? Because Maria started a rumor in high school that Verity was slobbing on the knob of the computer instructor, which got Verity very much ostracized and treated like a school pariah, and got the teacher fired. And so Verity eventually says to Maria, now see how it feels when what you know to be true is now no longer true, when you can't control what others say or believe about you. I also found it interesting how I didn't notice it when I was watching the episode, but they both are wearing stripes. I don't know if that's just a coincidence, but I don't know why they both have a striped shirt on underneath something else. I'm not sure what that subtext of that was. And then the scene that I have here in the bottom left corner of the police officers, that's when Maria and Verity have a face-to-face, because Maria sneaks into Verity's house and finds out how she's able to do this. She has a hive of computers in her house, like an amazing amount of hive of computers. And so she finds the apparatus that allows her to operate the computers. And then she figures out a way of tricking the AI in the system to recognize her as its, I guess, primary user over Verity. And yeah, so, yeah, I'm already spoiling it. Verity ends up getting shot in the head, which I was not expecting. And
no, you weren't.
No, and not at all. And the cops just believe Maria, whatever Maria's saying. And then Maria decides to take over the world.
But you summarized it very well. What was your review of it? Like, what did you think?
I think it plays in two different ways, because the first half of it, when Verity is doing these things to Maria, it comes across, I mean, I'm looking at it from an American lens and also from a BIPOC American lens. So the first half of it plays like the type of the office microaggressions that a lot of people of color have to deal with. But then it subverts that idea completely when you find out that Maria was the original villain by what she did to Verity. But Verity took her revenge way too far.
She did, but I mean, who wouldn't? But the what I really liked, the one scene that I liked was when Verity did drink the milk, the almond milk, and blamed Maria. And Maria was like, I have a nut allergy. And they're all like, what's a nutology? What's a nutology? And she tried to spell it and it wouldn't come up on it wasn't even called Google. It was called something else.
Yeah.
Search.
And it wouldn't even come up on the search because she had already manipulated the search engine.
But on second watch of this with you, because I knew how it ended and I knew what everything was, I did watch to see. And you don't even notice it. Like, since we're spoiling it, you don't notice it at all. And then when you upon first watch, but every time she is being talked to, she is grabbing her necklace and like holding the thing.
Yeah.
I watched everyone. I just to make sure. I thought maybe, and then she had it in her mouth one time too, and I was like, maybe that's just a nervous tick. But then when I watched it again and I knew what's going on, I was like, oh, look at how many times she's using it.
Yeah, definitely. When you rewatch it, you're going to see different things that you didn't see the first time around. That's the genius of Black Mirror.
And I just thought that Maria was like, you know, she was a very studious employee and the boss liked her and everything. But
she started to unravel.
When she started to unravel, she unraveled. Like she was cursing people out.
She was acting completely out of character because she was really essentially being gaslit by Verite.
Right. But that's one of those who was right. I guess you say both were wrong. I don't know. That's just a cop out saying, but like I kind of like I felt bad for Maria in the beginning, but then I thought I saw Verity. Like I was like, I would probably do the same thing.
Verity is what I'm calling now a Ryan Coogler villain. Because if you haven't noticed in Ryan Coogler's movies, from Killmonger in the first Black Panther to Namor in the second Black Panther to remake and Sinners, he always writes his villains in a way that you can understand what they went through, why they're upset, why they want revenge, but they always have the flaw of their revenge being too extreme. And I feel like Verite is like a Coogler villain. I understand why you're mad. You are absolutely right to be mad about what happened to you, but what you did was messed up.
I mean, you can go back past Coogler and you could say like falling down.
Oh well, yeah.
Because you understand.
I don't know who wrote or directed Falling Down, but I do remember that movie.
But like, you know, or like even in the movie Dead Presidents, it's not right what they did, but I understand. Like I was always taught from, you know, my past work history, a good wrestling villain always has a motive that you can get behind, but they just are very wrong on how they're doing it. But you can go, I could see why you get mad. That's just the best villains to me. Those are my favorite type of villains. Not the ones that like, you know why I did this because why did you say my mom's name or you know like that kind of shit.
Why did you have to call DC out like that?
Oh yeah, see, Chad Flick says that Joel Schumacher directed Falling Down. That's right. Thank you, Chaz. So back to it. Sorry, I did. Okay.
Let's
stop.
Let's roll into the next one.
All right.
This one was I think the longest of the three that we watched.
Yes.
It's called Hotel Reverie. Now, what happens in Hotel Reverie is that Keyworth Pictures has made prestige movies, like 1940s movies, but they're going out of business. And I kind of compared them in my mind to Paramount because Paramount was like that. They are prepositioned with the ability to have contemporary actors replace old actors in old movies using a high-tech process by the Redream Company, which is something that they're trying to do in real life. Not in this way. I'll describe the way in a minute, but they did want to put what's his name? James Dean in new movies using AI. And there was a few other actors they wanted to bring back. This does the opposite. Rather than taking old actors and putting them in new movies with AI, they're taking new actors and trying to put them in old movies using AI. This company, Redream, is led by Kimmy, who's played by Awkwafina, which I believe we should start calling her by her real name. Nora Lum is her name, and I think she did a great job in this. Nora Lum.
Every time you say Awkwafina, I think of the water.
Yes, and that's why I think we should stop calling her that, because that was more her rap moniker when she was rapping, and she's gone beyond being a comic rapper. I think her acting ability is pretty good, and so her real name is Nora Lum, and her character is called Kimmy, and she's running the Redream Company. Meanwhile, Issa Rae is an actress named Brandy Friday who wants to do a magical, timeless movie, something like Casablanca. She has been in indie pictures and played a sidekick to male leads. When Redream decides they're going to help, what was the name of the company? Keyworth Pictures, to remake Hotel Reverie, they first asked actors like Ryan Gosling, Ryan Reynolds, Timothy Chalamet, and even Donald Glover, but they all turned the role down. Brandy expresses interest in playing the male lead. She, which is interesting because she's not male and she's not white, so it was a really big deal for her to say, you know what, I want to play this role. And because they want to get eyes back on their company and their pictures, they think, oh, this is a great idea because it might go viral and, you know, people will really tune in just to see how it turns out, the whole curiosity factor of it. One thing I did notice is that when Redream sends her the package that she has to read the script and everything, she kind of ignores the male lady who's trying to talk to her.
Yeah.
That's why I put that picture down in the bottom left, because like the lady is clearly trying to engage with her. She seems like almost like maybe she's flirting with her, but she completely ignores her. And I thought that was a very interesting detail, because as we know, she's going to take the job and she's going to interact with AI to redo this film. Now, the little apparatus you see on her temple, that's what they're using to send her consciousness into the computer with the AI to interact with the AI, and they refilm the movie that way. And it really speaks to how some people will ignore the people that are real in real life to interact with people online. That really like stood out to me. Because the people online are more idealized versions of real people. You don't see them, the people online, you don't see them when they're, I don't know, farting. You don't see them when they're being awkward. And so you have a more idealized vision of them. That's just the thoughts that came to my mind. She also doesn't notice that she dropped the zip drive that was going to give her the details of how the program worked. So when she arrives on set, she has to be kind of debriefed really, really quickly on how it works because she didn't get to look at the zip drive. Hey, the twins are in the house. Double Feature Podcast says we still have to see the new season of Black Mirror. We are. I hope you know I'm spoiling episode 3 right now, so I hope you don't mind.
You don't have to watch 1, 2, or 3. We just spoiled them.
Yeah, it's still worth a watch though. Have to watch it. Yes, you guys have to watch it, and you got to talk about it because I want to hear your conversation. Can't wait. Can't watch the stream. That's okay. That's okay.
Oh, you can. Yeah.
You came
hey, more views.
What's up? That I appreciate it either way.
That's right.
Or you could come back in like 20 minutes when we do the trailer reaction.
No, just stay. You can stay. You can stay. If you're like me, spoilers don't bother you because you like to see how. So you know, I can see a whole entire spoiler, but see it in my own eyes and see how it develops up to what happens. That's how I do things.
So we're okay. So how the process works? They explained to her that it recreates the film from the footage dailies, and the actor is inserted into the scenes virtually, and they have to act out the script in real time with the AI. All the other actors are AI, and they're programmed to interact with Brandy as if she is the character Dr. Alex Palmer. Oh, thank you. They said they'll hang out on mute until the trailers. Okay, cool. Well, no, you'll see the purple banner at the bottom. When I take the purple banner down, that's when we're not spoiling anymore. What was I going to say?
You ruined the train of thought, Double Feature.
Yeah. Clara is the lead actress in Hotel Reverie, and she's played by Dorothy Chambers. And just before Brandy goes in, she reads online about what happened to the real Dorothy Chambers. She passed away of a sleeping pill overdose. So that implies that she was a very depressed individual, and she took herself out. Brandy has to make it through the movie in real time to avoid becoming brain dead due to an equipment malfunction, which happens when some idiot spills his coffee on the computer.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen.
Yep. For some reason, this causes the simulation an AI of Clara to become a little bit more sentient. And then Brandy makes it worse by telling the AI of Clara that she is a role that Dorothy Chambers played and that she is not real. She probably should have continued acting. I did like the details they put into the 1940s movie. I thought it looked amazing. It looked extremely realistic of the movies that I've seen in the 1940s.
Even the audio.
Yeah, the audio, yes.
And her speech pattern. If you listen to her speech, she sounded like she was from the 40s.
Yes, she did.
But good. I was going to add my 2 cents.
No, add it. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. No, you said what made me during this thing when she was in there and she said shit, and then like you can't curse, and the girl's like, what did you say? Or she said something like that, and but you knew it was going to go wrong when they're like, oh well, scenes are matching so far, everything's going great. Oh wait, they're going to get to the fall in love scene, and then all of a sudden the when she something happened where Clara, was it Clara, the black and white chick? Yeah, when she walked away, and they're like, "You got to get her back. You got to get her back," because she was supposed to take a drink. In the movie, her husband was supposed to like try to poison the drink, and somebody was like a doctor or somebody was going to save her, and by stopping her from taking the drink. But when Issa Rae's character dumped the poison out on the floor by the bush where the plant was, the dog ate it. So it all of a sudden the storyline just branched off to the right, and they couldn't get it back.
It changes because in the original movie, the doctor is supposed to take her out to the terrace. So she doesn't before the drink is delivered. So the drink gets delivered to the elderly woman with the dog. So the elderly woman would have drank the drink and passed away.
Right.
But because she didn't take her out to the terrace, she grabbed the drink and she tried to dump it underneath a plant, and the dog lapped up the drink. It changed the
timeline.
Yeah, kind of like a timeline of the movie. So
I was going to say, if you remember the even when it happened, that's how she stopped her from, because they were like, you need to stop her, and she called her by her government name, not her actress name, and she stopped. She said Dorothy, and the woman stopped. So why did you call me that? And then that's when they're like, oh no, her subconscious is starting to blend with the other. So yeah. Continue on. I'm sorry.
One of the things I thought was interesting was during the time period where the drink was spilled on a computer and they couldn't get Brandy out of the program, they explained that time within the program moves faster than outside the program. So while they were outside trying to figure out how to fix a computer for almost an hour, several days had passed within the program. So within those several days, Brandy and Clara become closer and closer and start to have a romantic relationship. And then at one point when Clara discovers that she is on a set and she walks through the perimeter of the set into what looks like a void that's like the sunken place visually, and she has a memory. She remembers why she iced herself. And she has this sequence I thought was really, really well done because it was, you know, that old cinema rule, show don't tell. They nailed the show don't tell when they just showed her. I would call the relationship, it is almost more like a flirtation with this other woman that worked on set with her. They kept on showing just little I guess a highlight reel of their interactions with snippets of their interactions with each other. And it was like an unrequited love story between these two women in the 1940s who were not free to be openly I learned a new word, sapphic. Sapphic is another term for like being a lesbian. So they weren't open, they weren't allowed to be openly sapphic in the 1940s. And so they had this unrequited love, of which she's I don't want to say the term used because that doesn't sound right. She has been able to rekindle somewhat with Brandy, because Brandy also, for some reason, feels like she can't connect with people, even though she could have connected with the mail lady if she gave her a chance to talk to her.
Yeah,
The
she
mail
did.
lady was right there, and you just like iced her out. She was trying to start a little conversation with you.
Cold shoulder.
And I'm still wondering if it's the same actor. I don't know if the mail lady and Clara, I should look it up on IMDb because that would be funny if they were the same actor too. But yeah. So eventually they are able to pull her out of, she does complete the whole movie and they are able to pull her out of the simulation. And at first she's super, super sad because she feels she'll never see Claire again. But then she receives a package. And in the package, there's a zip drive and an old-fashioned telephone. And so she puts the zip drive in her computer and she picks up the phone. And when on the zip drive, there's a video file of Clara sitting by a phone. And when she picks up her phone, Clara's phone rings, and then she picks up her phone and they start a conversation. So she's able to talk to the simulation, which I didn't love the ending to this. I'll tell you that right now. I didn't love the ending. I would have preferred that she would have maybe received a picture of Clara, put it on her wall, and then when the mail lady came back to deliver something, that she actually start a conversation with the mail lady.
Yeah.
Because it's like she didn't learn. She didn't learn that there's people in the real world that you can talk to.
Well, if you in the movie, like, well, in the episode for Hotel Reverie, the movie, she was supposed to say that one, that one line.
Yes.
And then they were going to roll the credits, but there was a bunch of stuff that was supposed to happen. Like the doctor was supposed to save Claire from being pushed off the roof, and they fall in love.
And also the doctor was supposed to diagnose that man with allergies so that when the police come, the man would remember him and say, "Oh, that's the doctor. Don't shoot him."
That was a funny scene because when she said that, she goes, "You have allergies," and she goes, "Remember this face," and like she like framed her face and then ran out. But when she got to the roof, the whole ending was changed.
Yes.
Because Claire decided to shoot her husband, which didn't happen in the movie. And what made me like, I was like, damn, I gotta like, I didn't get emotional, but you know, I kind of was like, damn, that's fucked up. So there's that. Even the director from the movie, the elderly lady was like, this is a real, like, they kept saying not a dry eye in the house, and you know.
Oh, she wasn't. She was a producer.
Oh, she was a producer, but it was because it was a totally different ending, which made it better. It was I just like I forget what that old the lady producer said, TF something.
Oh, I didn't write it down. I should have written it
She
down.
said totally fucking no, totally not in NFI. And she said, "What is that?" And she said, "Not fucking interested."
I do like the behind the scenes of the people working the computers with the AI trying to do script rewrites in order to get the story back online. I thought that was very interesting. I think especially for people who work in film, I mean, I would imagine this would be more interesting for them to watch because they know the ins and out of the process.
Well, now that I just interjected, can I get a producer credit? You don't get that, do you?
Oh no, she didn't ask for producer credit. She wanted a story by credit.
Oh yeah, that's right. That was funny. That made me laugh because every time she redid the script, she was like, "Can I get a story writing credit?" And then he's like, "Ah." But yes, I like this episode too. It was a little long, but I stayed up to watch it. I usually would fall asleep. But
of the first three Black Mirrors, which do you think is did you like the most?
The most, I would have to say one. Mine would go 1, 2, 3.
I think probably about the same. I think one edged out 2 by just a little tiny bit. Yeah. I mean, this is probably an unpopular opinion, but I think the thing that crippled part 3 or episode 3 Issa Rae's acting. I'm sorry. She was never, I don't know if it was meant to be that way, but she was never believable in that 1940s movie. And I don't know if they meant for her to be such a bad actor.
I think she was.
I'm like, is she meant to be a bad actor?
Well, let me just tell you, the reason I put number one first, excuse me, number one is number one to me, was because I put myself in the man's shoes. You know what I mean? I put myself directly in his shoes, and what would I do? And I probably would do the same exact thing.
Wow.
Like, yes, you know, if that happened to you, yeah, I'll go get it. I'd have to work extra hard.
And I would have to put myself in the lady's shoes and tell you it's time.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would be able to do that though. That's the problem. Like with the pillow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd be able to do that, and I think that's why I like the ending so much, because when he did it, that's when you just see the box go whoosh, and he closed the door, and I was like, yep. Because yeah, that's why I like the first one the most, because it was a predicament. Like, you know, what do you do?
Yep.
Whereas part two, I mean, episode 2 was more like, you know, episode 1 was like, damn, what would I do? Episode 2 was like, oh shit, this white woman's a fucking crazy woman. Episode 3 was, AI. But did you notice one thing about episode 3?
What?
It was called Strawberry Flicks.
Yeah, it was called that before in another episode of Whenever they are referencing Netflix, they always say like Strawberry Flicks.
Oh, okay. I think that's hilarious. But yes, I recommend. Oh, sorry, ad break. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Finish your recommendation.
I was gonna say I recommend Black Mirror season 7 to anyone who wants to be Twilight zoned out.
Yes.
Wait till next week till we do the next 3, and then I'll give you my whole entire, you know. But like, as far as Black Mirror episodes I like are the one with the social credits.
Yeah.
And then the one with the dogs, the robot dogs. But go ahead, please, ad break. All right.
Oh, you know what? Let me take that banner down.
You don't understand the irony that you just did. What you just did.
Yes, we just talked about ads, and I mean, hey, we have to do what we have to do.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Comments. All right, I have a bit of horror news. Or should we do the trailer reactions first and then do the horror news last?
Do the horror news, trailer reactions, and then repeat your horror news.
Well, no, the horror news is just one little short thing. Let's do the trailer reactions, and then we'll do the horror news.
All right.
All right.
The whole country is watching. Expectant Blue Radio. Eagle! No! The goalkeeper saves the goal.
In the crime segment, the wave of violence in Bernal continues. Last night, neighbors discovered the body of a 21-year-old man who was brutally attacked.
Doesn't it scare you that...
By the way, these do not have a film grain. I added the film grain to them because I have to do that for reasons.
Is this a Spanish movie?
Yeah, it's Argentinian.
Okay.
The people from our neighborhood were killed too. It's more.
And also, when we do the trailer reactions, if you want me to pause it at any time, just tell me to pause it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm like 5. Do you remember the recording we were listening to the other day? The voicemail message? I discovered that the person who made that call was listening to this mixtape.
I think a guy who kills people during the World Cup definitely wants attention.
I discovered something about the killer and I don't know what to do with it.
Mika, this is all just a coincidence, and you're just getting yourself in more trouble.
Thomas, I'm telling you that the tape that the murderer was listening to, I recorded it.
And that's the title. No one will hear you scream. What do you think?
I'm mark me down for first in line.
I think it looks pretty cool. It looks
That's
like
what I'm saying. It looks great.
Period piece. Looks like
It has to be from the 80s. Yeah.
And it is listed as a slasher movie, which I'm enjoying the reemergence of slasher movies because that's my favorite subgenre of horror. All right, so no one will hear you scream. Know what? Let me find out where is this coming to theaters. Hold on, I'm gonna open a tab and look on IMDb. I like the title too. No one will hear you scream.
Your scream. Your, not you.
Oh, no one will hear your scream. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Hey, double features back.
Mm-hmm. It has a good poster. I should have put the poster up there.
She said this looks really cool. They said this looks really cool, and it's giving the 80s. I agree.
No, it does not have a. Well, maybe on the end of the trailer, but as I'm seeing here, it does not have a release date in the U.S. It says, while an entire country is focused on the 1990 World Cup in Italy, someone takes advantage of Argentina's matches to commit brutal murders. So let it play a little bit more and see if it gives a release date.
I know who you are, Mikhail.
No release date yet. Here's trailer number 2.
Jake, you're the keeper of the gates.
When you were a street cop, you weren't on the phone all the time.
It's my job, Frank.
Life's not a destination, Jake. It's what happens here and there. Jake, what's happening?
Get back in there, hide. Get back!
You can't tell what type of creatures they are.
Where are all the bodies?
Based on a best-selling survival.
Follow me. Where am I?
It's another reality.
How's that?
A place for those who have lost their way.
Yep.
It's getting herky-jerky over here. Or did you do that on purpose?
No, it was playing fine over here.
Oh, maybe. Nah, I don't think it's mine. All right, but go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something because it was. Have you heard of this video game?
I didn't even see the title because it was herky jerky.
It says Home Sweet Home Rebirth. It says from a best-selling video game.
I don't. Nope, never played it.
Okay.
You are the gatekeeper. You're the only one with the power to close the gates of hell.
What now?
Oh,
I will show you. I just want to find my family.
By closing the gates of hell, you will be saving them too.
Am I now?
I'm not afraid anymore.
Oh, that looked crazy. Look like there's different types of demonic creatures, I'm guessing, because
your journey has just begun.
Okay, now this says that it has a release date of May 8th, but it's already on Prime Video for $6.99 to rent. So I don't.
It's already in a couple places because I've now I look in the title. I sent you that title.
Mm-hmm.
I took a
It's
photo of it.
described. The description says when a city is overrun with a demonically possessed crowd, a cop must find the source of evil to save his family. Yeah, this is one I would. It looks interesting, but because I don't know, I don't have a really high. Let me put it this way. I've been burned from video game movies so much, from the Resident Evil series to House of the Dead. I'm not really loving the Last of Us. That's why I haven't even started watching season 2 because season 1 just didn't do it for me. And then I'm hearing really bad things about Until Dawn. It's making me not feel so positive about video game adaptation movies. It looks interesting enough. When it comes to Tubi or Netflix, I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna pay to see it. That's my reaction to it. I wouldn't pay to see it. What about you?
I'm not paying to see that. I don't like video game. Even The Rock when he did Doom,
Mm-hmm.
that it was whack. I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't like video game movies at all. Like I was gonna watch Gran Turismo,
Yeah.
which is another video game movie, but I don't know. And I also played I played Until Dark.
Until Dawn.
Until Dawn. I played that over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very short game, and it's basically a choose your own adventure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a butterfly effect if you do one thing, I'm the annoying. There's an annoying dude with glasses, and he's talking to one of the girls. Excuse me, talking to one of the girls, and he says, "Oh, look, a gun." And he's like, "I could shoot these targets," and so you shoot at the targets. Like it's seen, and you aim at the target and shoot, aim at the target and shoot, and then a squirrel goes by, and the target goes on the squirrel. Mm-hmm. So if you shoot the squirrel, there's a butterfly effect. I didn't shoot the squirrel because I don't believe in shooting animals. Mm-hmm. So I shot the other target. So then I got a different butterfly effect, which got the whole movie going in a different direction. What I found out was that this other one is not like that at all. It's supposed to be like it's not butterfly effect. If anybody hasn't played the game since it came out in 2015, the game, not only is there choices, there's some dude with like a mask on and a blowtorch, and you think he's killing people left and right, but he's not. What's killing them, because they're in the mountains of Washington, are Wendigos.
Oh, interesting.
So this one does not have any Wendigos, and I was like, oh my god, really? You can't. Yeah, no. So I was like, nope, I'm out, because I thought it was gonna be just like the game.
As I was sitting here thinking, I do take back not liking video game movies. There are 2 video game movies that I like, but therefore they were movies where the video game was made after the movie. The first one is The Last Starfighter, because that movie came out and there was no Last Starfighter game, and they made a Last Starfighter game as a follow-up to the movie. And Tron was not a game that existed until after the movie.
There's another gaming movie you liked.
What?
Dun, 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 dun. Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, the first Mortal Kombat was fun.
That's right.
Yeah, it was
fun.
See, it's not a good movie, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I can't know what the other ones I saw back in the day. I remember seeing the Street Fighter movie, but I don't remember nothing about it.
Ugh, whack.
I don't remember anything about that Street Fighter movie. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was another one that came out. It was Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, and there was a third movie, and I just can't think of what it was. Oh, was it DOA?
Yeah, I don't know.
There was a DOA movie in game.
And then there was also was that the one that you had on the Wii, and then me and you were shooting the zombies? Because that was House of the Dead. That was House of the Dead. There was a House of the Dead movie too, I believe.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was horrible. Whereas the game was fun. The House of the Dead game was fun. The Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles game was fun. In the Resident Evil games, there is no Alice. They just made her up for the movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Is there a Tekken? Yeah.
Yeah.
The twins say
Chaz Flick says there was.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't remember there being a Tekken movie. I remember playing Tekken. Oh,
Yeah,
I
there
have to
was.
find that. I have to watch the Tekken movie at
No,
least
you
one
don't.
time.
No, you don't.
Okay, let's continue these trailers.
This is a true story that happened in my
Yeah,
town.
you haven't seen this trailer.
So this
No,
one
yeah, I didn't see
Wednesday
the
is
trailer.
like
I
a
saw the
normal
teaser.
day for the whole school.
You have to listen.
But today was different. Every other class had all their kids. But Mrs. Gandy's room was totally empty. And you know why? Because the night before, at 2:17 in the morning, every kid woke up, got out of bed, walked downstairs, and into the dark. And they never came back.
This sounds like it's from a short story. Oh, I like
I don't understand at all. Why just her classroom? Why only hers?
And isn't that the lady that was just in Wolfman?
We have a lot of emotional parents here. I think it's best if you keep some distance from this place.
And is that the dude from Train to Busan?
No, it was from Doctor Strange.
Oh, Doctor Strange. You're right. I'm getting my Asian
Watch
big
the
niggas mixed
trailer.
up.
Watch the trailer.
Creepy ass kid.
Matthew, where are you?
And the long ass arms.
There's something creepy about them running with their arms
Where did
like
you
that.
go?
This is where the story really
Stuff
starts.
like that creeps me out. That shot with the door. Oh.
I love this movie. You know what this reminds me of? You know what that Weapons reminds me of?
What?
The kids that took the bus that your sister showed me. The trauma movie.
Oh, wait. Are you talking about the children?
The one
Was it from
that
was it from the 80s?
yes.
Yeah, that was called The Children. That's where they took the bus through that cloud of like pollution, and they came back with the black fingernails. Yeah, that treated me when I was a child and I saw that. That's a trauma movie, by the way. That's back when trauma used to make serious pictures before. They
So I
got
think
super
Weapons.
silly.
I think Weapons and the children might.
Make a good double feature.
Yeah, but I think they kind of like the Weapons might have borrowed a little bit from it. I don't know.
Yeah, because what if the bus? Because they showed them coming off the bus first. So what if the bus?
Yeah, but they all left out. They all left at exactly 1:15 and never to come back again.
2:17.
2:17.
2:17 a.m. and only from that. But it can't be from the bus because all different children on the bus. It's only from that one woman's classroom. So that wouldn't be a connection to the bus so much.
And what did you think of the trailer?
I thought it was pretty good. It's intriguing.
And then, when I saw that at work, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
It says here, its description is when all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time. A community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. This has a release date of August 8th, so we got to wait a while for this one. That'll come up pretty fast. It is listed as a horror mystery, but I'm definitely intrigued. It is on my watch list. I'm definitely going to see that.
I agree.
All right, next one. Even the music is creepy.
Even the little kid narrating was creepy.
You'll be okay. Daddy's got you. Daddy's got you.
Cathelia doesn't speak. She understands speech. And she's clever.
Can she speak?
We don't know yet. She's been through a lot. She just needs a family. Welcome home.
I found out what happened to your new little girl.
Mom, no.
The mother butchered the whole family.
Something's
not right in the house.
I've been feeling strange too. I'm sure Cathelia is as well.
And it feels like there's something else.
You knew a monster before. It follows you. It follows you everywhere. It's already here.
Cat looks creepy.
That lady is a door.
And I've seen that actress before, the one with the blonde hair. I can't remember what I've seen her in, but I've seen her in something.
Something terrible is happening to my family.
She's at the door.
Robin?
Let's stop pretending
Yeah.
that we're a family.
All right. I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
There's only going to be 3 different outcomes, and I want to know which one they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear my 3 different outcomes?
Yes. What are the 3 different outcomes?
It's going to be either a demon,
Mm-hmm.
either the little black girl is going to be the murderer, or that little Down syndrome girl is going to be the murderer. How are they going to do this?
I think the girl that has Downs, that has the blonde hair, I think I know where I know her from. She might be the same little girl from American Horror Story, the one that said you're all gonna die in there. I think that's where I might have seen her years ago when she was still a teenager. I think she's grown now.
But this movie is treading a very, very thin line.
Well, it's listed
offending
as a horror. Offending what?
It's going to either offend people. It's just going to. I feel like it's going to offend someone, like a group of people. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
And I'm all for it. I want to see it.
Yeah, it definitely looks interesting. It has a release date of June 13th.
Ooh.
It says, unable to conceive, a couple seeks to build a family with a young orphan, survivor of a tragic childhood. But their act of love turns into horror when they realize the violence in their fosters. I got to click on it to see more. But their act of love turns to horror when they realize the violence in their foster's past has returned to destroy the new family. It could be kind of like Orphan. I could see it being something like that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
It could be an actual entity.
I think I'm hoping for an entity, but I'm open for all of it.
It also says on the poster from the creator of Final Destination. So I wonder if that's from the writer of Final Destination, because that'd be interesting.
Yeah, they haven't done anything in a long time.
It definitely looks interesting. So that is also going on my watch list again, June 13th. So what's up next? Let's continue.
I love you.
What happened? There's a big long gap here.
Editing.
There it goes.
Coming to you live from Shadyside High. Only 2 days to go until senior prom. Anything could happen.
Gotcha.
Megan Rogers, principal's office right now.
Hold on, I'm going to roll that back. That looked a little choppy. Let's try it again.
Coming to you live from Shadyside High. Only 2 days to go until senior prom. And anything could happen.
Gotcha.
Megan Rogers, principal's office right now.
That's something I would have loved to have done in high school.
Miss Granger, this is your time to shine.
Cut off your wrist?
This is the new Shady Side.
Yes.
The
Or do
promise of a
some
bright
type
future.
of like special effects.
This is your chance
prank
to
on
fulfill
people.
that promise.
I'm trying to win prom queen, but I am never gonna find a prom dress.
You're so gonna win prom queen.
You better believe I am.
Welcome,
Yeah,
class of
that's like
88 to your
Victorian movie.
senior prom.
Hi.
Hi.
If you make a fool of me, this will be the end of you.
It's Shady Side. When's it all going to go wrong? I saw something in the hallway.
This song is definitely going to
You'll
get
never
us
be prom
copyright
queen.
claim.
Megan, go! I know how it sounds. A whole bunch of people have disappeared. Where are all the prom queens? We're trapped! How do we get out of here?
Wowzers.
This is a very special night, and someone is ruining it!
Put the music back on.
Okay, there's one problem I'm seeing already. Having a loud, crinkly raincoat will not allow you to sneak up on people because it's too loud. I don't know why. That's my first thought was why would the killer choose to wear this raincoat?
It's weird. A crinkly raincoat and some corduroys.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't work. I get that maybe you were trying to go for that I Know What You Did Last Summer vibe because he had the whole fisherman coat, but I'm a little disappointed in the design of the slasher's getup. I think we were spoiled in the 80s, man. We were spoiled because like you cannot type Michael, Jason, or Freddy. I don't give. The only ones that come close is maybe like the Prowler and My Bloody Valentine. Like those are decent. I did like the Mask and oh god, what was that movie where the guy? It was like 45 minutes of him walking through the forest, and then it was a really good. It was a really good kill by a cliff, and then another 45 minutes him walking
In a
through
Violent
forest.
Nature.
Yes, In a Violent Nature. I liked his mask. That was a good get up for a slasher. Either bring back
boring.
really good. Yes, it was so boring. In a boring nature, that's what it's being called.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the yoga kill if you're watching it. But yeah, I'm not super pleased with the red raincoat. I mean, it'll be easy cosplay to do, but yeah, let's see where this goes.
I'm gonna cut the bitch that did this.
You having a good night?
And if they do cutaways, what is this rated? Okay, it's rated R, so that's a positive. So hopefully they don't do cutaways and they show us a little bit of gore and a lot of blood. It's described as when the It girls competing for prom queen at Shady Side High start to disappear, a gutsy outsider discovers she's in for one hell of a prom night. Okay. It could be a fun movie. But again, I have to recognize that I am not the target audience for this. This is for the babies. It's for the teenagers. I hope you guys have a good time watching it. It might be fun. It might be fun. I don't know, but I don't have a whole lot of high hopes. What do you think?
It's good for one watch, but I think it would be more interesting than Five Nights at Freddy. That movie was boring. I did not like that movie.
Five Nights at Freddy.
Yep, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's scary."
I think the game is scarier than the movie because the game it builds up more suspense when you're looking around trying to see what's going to pop out at you.
That's the same thing I would say with Resident Evil. Yeah. Only on Netflix.
All right, and here is our final trailer that we're going to be looking at today. Double Feature says, "We'll check it out, but it doesn't really look good to me." JW says, "Sleepaway Camp Killer." Yes, the Sleepaway Camp Killer. Yes, that was a great one too.
Oh, the final trailer.
So,
yes.
Which one of you is next?
You found some way to stop death and survive.
Two ways. Take a life, you get the time a person had left, or you have to die.
Death is coming for our family.
Charlie!
Stephanie.
Grandma!
Death is coming for us. Because we were never supposed to exist. All of this fits together. We might have a chance.
The Birth of Death. So this is a prequel?
Final destination.
Oh, God.
Bloodlines.
Maybe Death's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
Only in theater and special previews Thursday.
I mean, can you show any more kills?
For real. Like, they kind of... Well, hopefully that last truck one is a fake out. Like, he almost gets hit but doesn't get hit. Because I feel like it would be too on the nose to do that all over again.
Yeah. I'm still going to see it.
Mm-hmm. It looks like it could be fun.
But, yeah. Hopefully they go back to the evil Rube Goldberg device
in
these movies where it's like something like a hearing aid will fall, which triggers a plug that turns on a fan that blows the wind towards the fire that, like that kind of stuff.
Double Features will check it out, but doesn't really look good to me. I think that they were talking about the Fear Street. And Chaz says, there's a movie that was made 20 years ago featuring Tony Todd called Cutter's Club, directed by Charles Band. It's streaming on Tubi. I'm going to write that down because actually, let me take a screenshot. Because I like Charles Band movies. Charles Band, I think, also did the Puppet Master series. And I think he might have produced Castle Freak. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
the Castle Freak's my
But
favorite.
that could have been Stuart Gordon. Sometimes I get these are the three I get confused. Brian Usna, Stuart Gordon, and Charles Band. I don't know why I get these three confused in my head, but I think it's because their heyday was around the same time. All right, now for a little bit of horror movie news. Let me present here. Okay, let me Let me see if I can get the picture to pop up. I just reloaded a page. No, for some reason the picture's not showing up. But you guys can see the headline. It's from Fear HQ. Friday the 13th prequel series Crystal Lake officially begins production. Crystal Lake showrunner Brad Caleb Kane has announced that production is officially underway on the Friday the 13th prequel series. After spending 15 years lying dormant at the bottom of a lake due to rights issues relating to the character, Jason Voorhees is finally set to return to terrorize a new group of teenage camp counselors. Or at least his mother is. Oh, not now. You're in the way, but that's okay. Or showrunner Brad Caleb Kane, Welcome to Derry, which did Welcome to Derry premiere yet? I don't know. Welcome to Derry is also a series based on Stephen King's It, but I don't know whether it premiered yet. Anyways, he has now announced that production is underway on Friday the 13th prequel series Crystal Lake, which is set to star Linda Cardellini from Freaks and Geeks and Scooby-Doo as Jason's mother. This take on Pamela Voorhees is described as a mother who had given up on singing. Sorry, let me do that again. A mother who had given up on a singing career to raise a special needs child and takes a dark turn when she loses. I hate the way this. I'm going to rewrite this sentence. This is how I'm going to rewrite it. A mother who has given up a singing career to raise a special needs son will take a dark turn. How about that? I like that better.
After the loss.
After the loss of her son. Yeah. Why didn't you edit this? Who put this sentence together and said this is it?
Hold on. As you're reading that.
Well, it is a quote. So.
Whoa. The JW says they use CGI in Final Destination Bloodline. Dude, they use CGI in fucking the Final Destination. It was the most horrible CGI I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
I hate that movie.
The fourth entry, The Final Destination, used CGI and it was terrible.
It was
the kills and their, I should say, the design of the kills were great, but the execution was terrible because it was CGI. Please bring back practical effects, because that if they did all CGI in this new Final Destination, boo.
Yeah, because the Final Destination should have been on Sci-Fi.
Fans have been waiting for something to be done with the Friday franchise for many years now, but the news that Crystal Lake would be a prequel series dampened excitement somewhat, as did a caveat that the show couldn't even feature an adult Jason or his signature hockey mask. Then why would we watch this? Fortunately, we would later learn that this part of the initial report was inaccurate. Okay, that's good news. Speaking to Fangoria in a 2023 interview, Fuller confirmed that they can basically utilize anything available to them under the Friday the 13th umbrella. Quote, A24 and Mark Toberoff, who is Victor Miller's lawyer, have beautifully and excruciatingly assembled all the Friday the 13th rights. As a streaming series, we have the rights to do everything underneath the Friday the 13th umbrella, Fuller confirmed. And yet you chose to do this instead of just another sequel. Like, send the kids back to the camp. Let them get slaughtered. What are you doing? I don't care about Pamela Voorhees. The movie rights are a completely different thing. They are tied up at New Line and are super, super messy. Oh, so that explains that. And probably won't be untangled anytime soon. But as far as us chickens in the television industry, roost. We have access to anything and everything that Friday the 13th has done up until this point. Interestingly, Fuller also described the show as a pre-remakeable. Okay, you just made some shit up.
Yeah, it was a
pre-remakeable series. What the is a prequel, a remake, and a sequel? Like, you gotta pick one. I think they broke my brain. They broke my brain. I can't. Though he declined to elaborate. Yeah, because you just made up some shit. He's gonna elaborate on bullshit. He shared the following statement when he took over as showrunner. From the moment I watched Jason Voorhees squeeze a guy's eyeball out of his socket in glorious 3D. Oh yeah. I like that too. At the tender age of 8 years old, I knew my creative path was someday destined to converge with the man behind the mask. Nothing defined my childhood more than growing up in the golden age of the slasher flick, and nothing defined the genre more than Friday the 13th. I couldn't be more excited for the opportunity to contribute a chapter to this iconic franchise, particularly with such fearless partners as Peacock and A24. We're still not sure what to expect from Crystal Lake. A bunch of camp counselors ignoring a Jason until he drowns and his mother plots a revenge. But at least we know that they can build towards the unstoppable mass maniac getting axy with a bunch of teens after paying a visit to his favorite sporting goods store. Why would he go to a sporting goods store? Tell me you've never seen a Friday the 13th movie without telling me you've never seen. You really thought he just hopped in the car and went to fucking Dick's Sporting Goods to get an axe? Like, or his trademark machete? Anyways, Fuller.
Did you say a hockey mask? You said a hockey mask, right?
No, I said machete because he said a sports goods store. Oh well, maybe
it's a Goldie mask.
Yeah, the pop quiz.
What?
Who gave him? How did he get his goalie mask? And what?
He got it in the garage, not a garage, an attic of a barn.
No.
Oh.
He got it in part 3 from Shelley.
Oh, that's right.
Because remember, in part 2, he had the bag over his head. In part 3, Shelley was there messing with people with his masks and being.
It's okay. Nobody likes me because I'm ugly, anyways. Him.
But the thing is, Shelley, it's not that you were ugly; it was that you were also annoying. Because an ugly person can still get on if they have a great personality. Because people become more beautiful if their personality is wonderful. But Shelley, you were the only person more annoying than you is Franklin from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But anyways, he didn't go to no sporting goods store to get his mask, nor his machete, or any other tools that he used. I like the harpoon that he did. He did that. But back to this. Where was I? Fuller will also serve as showrunner and executive producer. Victor Miller, who wrote the first movie, will executive produce along with Mark Toberoff, Rob Barsamian, and A24. And they have like a little picture here that looks like the script is right here. Production draft. It says March 26, 2025, A24 copyright. copyright of Camp Blood LLC. So that's what they have there. I think that's the end of this. And who wrote this article? Mark Cassidy. Nice article, Mark. Go watch some Friday the 13th movies, please. Please, please, please. If you're going to continue to work for Fear HQ, I'm going to need you to watch Friday the 13th. At least the first four.
I wonder if his dad was Sean.
I kind of like 5 too. Unpopular opinion. I like 5, even though Jason's not in 5, but I liked it anyways.
Which one was a worm?
No, that's Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. That's the first one I saw in a movie theater, by the way. And Dad had to come in with us because I wasn't 17, and he wasn't happy about it because he doesn't like slasher movies, but he sat through it. He sat through that one, and I think he sat through Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare.
Wow.
Those are probably the first 2 slasher movies that I saw in the theater. All the other Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, what else? Halloween's, I saw them all on television, on cable TV. Shout out to cable television.
Yeah. I saw 1, 2, 3 on my neighbor's HBO, and I saw 4. I believe I might have seen 4 on their HBO too. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't. The only one I think the only Friday 13th I seen in a movie theater was for Freddy versus Jason. That was because you guys robbed me. I wasn't, I did watch one on the videotape. I said on the videotape. Oh my god, I'm an old man. Which one was it? Was where the lady was screaming and you see her head go through the side of the Winnebago?
I can't remember if that's 6 or 7.
That is that the one with the electric chick? Where she shoots him with lightning?
Hold on, did those 2 go back? Wait, that you're thinking of Tina. Tina was the one that had Tina was actually the original script. That was the original script for Freddy versus Jason. That's why there are scenes in a basement by a boiler. Those were the Freddy scenes, and so they couldn't. There was like some kind of development issues where they couldn't get the rights to Freddy Krueger, so they decided to retcon it as like a Jason versus Carrie. But of course, they couldn't use the name Carrie, so they created the character Tina, who basically has all the attributes of Carrie.
Oh, telekinesis.
Yes. But I never remember whether that one's 7 or 6. I think it's 7. I'm pretty sure it's 7 because 6 is the one where he's because 4 is when we're first introduced to what's the boy's name?
Corey Haim. Corey Feldman.
Feldman plays him in the first one. He's played by
Tommy
3 different actors. Tommy Jarvis. Thank you. Tommy Jarvis. We first see him played by Corey Feldman in part 4. Then he comes back in 5, and he's in a group home with those kids. And then in 6, he comes back. He goes to the cemetery to make sure that Jason's dead, and he sticks this metal poker through him, and then Jason gets hit by lightning and reanimates. So the one with Tina is definitely 7. Yeah. See, I had to once I put them together in my head, I knew what to do it. Then the one with Tina is 7, and then 8 is when he takes Vancouver or Manhattan rather. But it's Vancouver. Oh, I've read that one already, but so let me just remind everyone about Monday, and we'll get out of here because I just started watching the Gilmore Girls, and it's pretty good. So I'm going to watch a couple more episodes of that. But on Monday, I will be having director Ryan Ebert on to talk about The Jolly Monkey, which is one of the new guard of I'm calling it the reemergence of slasher movies, because I'm really enjoying that. Even though I don't think it was I don't think that Heart Eyes was the best slasher. I enjoyed watching Heart Eyes. I think there was some fun kills in it. What other slasher movie we see recently? Well, I would say Maxine, but that's a little bit more of a giallo.
What we've seen recently? Well, does it count that we spent 10 minutes on it and turned it off?
Oh, sure. You talking about Hell of a Summer?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hell of a Summer was
hella sucky.
It was so boring. No, it wasn't 10 minutes. I turned it off at the 40-minute mark. You can advertise a slasher movie to me, and we watched 40 minutes, and there's like one kill in 40 minutes, and it was off screen. You only see just the aftermath of it. I'm like, nah, you're not about to waste my time. I'm sorry. Not when you about to, hey, you're not about to waste my time. No. I'm glad that Finn Wolfhard got to co-direct and co-write as young as he is, Gen Z, but I'm sorry, I don't have the patience for you to play with me when you promised me a slasher movie and didn't deliver. And that's the second time it's happened. Because remember, we just talked about one that was like that. What was the one called where the kids were up at the cabin and they found a script? I can't remember the name.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't know the name.
We talked about it like 2 or 3 weeks ago on this show.
Yeah,
another
it's forgettable.
movie that promised to be a slasher movie but wasn't. Y'all keep wanting to make mumblecore independent film channel IFC midnight movies. Do that, but stop trying to misrepresent them as slasher movies. They're not slasher movies. Just say that up front. This is not a slasher movie. Don't promote it as a slasher movie. Don't give it a slasher movie like poster. Stop trying to. I feel like they're trying to Trojan horse us into. And I don't have anything against IFC type movies. I like stuff like that.
You are zotzing out. I said you just zotzed out like crazy.
Oh, you mean I went off on a tangent?
No, I mean like you were talking and it just went to me.
Oh, well,
like,
hopefully
it's doing it right now.
Hopefully the audio is being broadcast okay across StreamYard and it's not just.
I hope so. But
yeah.
When you get off and you watch this new series called Gilmore Girl, I'm gonna actually indulge in this really cool new series called Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
It's not a new series. It is 25 years old, but I just started watching it, and I think it's interesting. Hey, I just started watching Curb Your Enthusiasm last year. I know I'm late.
Oh my God!
I'm late to TV.
Yeah, why don't you tell them how late you are?
I'm super late to TV shows, but that's okay.
Yeah, you just started watching. You guys finished Dynasty finally.
Oh yeah. No, I didn't finish Dynasty actually. I'm still working on it. I think I'm on season 4. I didn't finish Dynasty. I didn't finish Dallas. Oh, they did make a Miami Vice channel.
Oh boy.
So I'm excited. I can finish at least season 2 of Miami Vice. That show's pretty good. I mean, I'm sorry. I when these shows came out, I was 6 years old, 7 years old. I couldn't stay up late enough to watch them. Now I'm old enough I can watch them. And they're fascinating. They just don't make TV like that anymore.
Yeah.
That's why I don't even know why I'm getting all excited or vexed about the Friday the 13th series. I'm probably not going to watch it for 10 years. So 10 years from now, we'll do a live stream. I'll be like, hey, I saw that Friday the 13th show. Finally.
Yeah, maybe you should watch some Sopranos or Breaking Bad too.
Mm-hmm. But let's get out of here because I'm doing too much and it's almost the end of the week. It's time to wind it down.
Yeah, I agree.
But thank everybody for coming through. We still had a ball. We will see you on back here Monday to talk about the Jolly Monkey with Ryan Ebert, and then we'll be back on Thursday. I'm trying to get back into my filming. It's been really, really hard to film reviews, but I'm going to try to get some Final Destinations up before the new one comes out. So that's my goal.
Yeah.
Until next week, we will see you later.
Bye, guys.